So we're here with Cornelia Manfre, who's running for Palm Coast Mayor. Thank you for joining us, Cornelia.
Thank you.
And so tell me a little bit about why you wanted to run for mayor this cycle.
I am a business person here for the last 25 years, and I think it's critical that we have a new city manager that understands the administration of every department in the City Hall, someone who is also trained to be financially cognizant of all of the department line by line items and looking for what is our debt reduction. So that is one of my most critical points of becoming mayor and leading the council. So the council, as established by our charter, is the decision maker on what is produced from our city administration and what the guidance is. That's how our city council is supposed to be operating.
So we've got a hot button question for many folks about the Westward Expansion. How do you feel about that, and are you optimistic about what it could do for the community?
It's inevitable that that area is going to get developed. It was planned already in many parts of it. The ownership company I have known for 20 years, and they do stellar developments. However, it is a 3 to 5 year projection for that development. What is absolutely critical today, immediately, is how our infrastructure stands. There are infrastructure problems that have to get resolved immediately, but especially with our sewer and water capacity at sewer treatment number 1. These are things that affect the people that live here now, that pay the taxes here now, and those are the ones that we should be applying to make sure that the infrastructure is in place for the people that are presently paying. The future will bring that westward expansion, as it is occurring in St. John's and Volusia counties as well.
So how would you solve the water problem, the water crisis we are currently experiencing?
I think we need to have a thorough testing of our water system and the sewage treatment plants. And I think it's critical that we bring our water quality up to above standard, so that when people are moving here, especially with children, they know that the quality of what they're getting out of the tap is going to be the finest water. I lived in New York for many years, and New York was always touted as being one of the best water quality places in the United States. I want Palm Coast to be the number one in Florida.
What do you love most about living in Palm Coast?
Oh, the nature, the trails, the ocean. I grew up in Washington, D.C. The beach for me was 3.5 hours away. When I was in New York, I was close to Jones Beach. But the serenity, the calmness that I find in Palm Coast is spectacular. And after having traveled the Long Island Expressway for my work for 20 years in New York, I really appreciate the roads in Palm Coast.
I bet you do.
And I do a lot of biking, so the bike trails I'm on 3 to 4 times a week, and it's a spectacular area.
So one question, why do you think people should vote for you?
Because I'm bringing to the community something that I think is critical. I have 40 years of business experience. I worked 20 years in New York for Fortune 100 companies. I was responsible for financial projecting, site selection for companies like United Artists Theaters, Citibank, American Express. These were the premier companies, so I have that experience of reporting, forecasting, and being responsible for. Secondly, I've been a resident here for 25 years. My husband, 40 years, is the former sheriff. I'm intimately involved and very closely related to a lot of community organizations, and I try to promote the beauty of Palm Coast when I go to conferences. And it's very easy to boast about Palm Coast.
I bet. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right, good luck in the race.
Thank you.
You're welcome.